Welcome to Slapshot Podcast, episode number 95. I'm your host, Christopher Morais. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Just stroll right on in, grab yourself a chair, grab yourself a snack, your favorite beverage. Jam-packed episode today. We got a lot of things to cover, mainly some news, and then we're going to do a Montreal Canadiens report card. The first semester, or the first quarter of the season basically has passed. We're going to grade the Montreal Canadiens, see how they did. Some players did well, others did not. But yeah, we're just going to dig through that. That should take up most of the time. If you are new here, you found yourself in here by accident, maybe one of the algos pulls you in here. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Right? If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead, hit the sub button, ring the bell. Thank you. If you are listening to this in any way, shape, or form on your favorite platform, wherever you get your audio, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow, whatever the button is. I appreciate it. If you don't know where to find it in an audio form, okay, just head over to X, Slapshot Podcast, hit the link tree. You'll see all the places you can get it. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else that it exists. If you want to follow me on X as well, at FuzzyChris91, you can go ahead. You can give me your hot takes, and I'll probably answer it. I might not. Maybe I'll send you a GIF or a meme with my answer. But yeah, we got some stuff to go through today. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight in to the breaking. Well, I mean, it's breaking news from whatever you missed. Maybe you live under a rock. You have no idea. Before we get that, I did get Milo a new bed there. It's literally a box. I went to Costco. I needed a box. So I got that. It's a hockey box because there were hockey stuff in it. And then I just put blankets in there. We'll see if he uses it. Anyways, I digress. Again, if you live under a rock, Kirby Dach is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He has a fractured foot. Took a couple of shots, but I think the one that did the most damage was against Boston. So Kirby Dach just can't stay healthy. It's unfortunate because, I mean, players block shots, right? When the little piece of rubber is coming straight at you and it hits you in a spot, it's possible that something's going to break. That's just how this goes. So again, 4 to 6 weeks. The good news is, if there's any good news, it's a bone, right? So bones usually heal pretty well. No ligament damage, no tendon damage, just straight, broken bones. They heal. But just as I feel like he was just finding his game a little bit, and now he's got to miss time again. So that is unfortunate. Speaking of things that are unfortunate, Jack Hughes, New Jersey Devils centerman Jack Hughes, is going to miss 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, but let's say 8, after a freak finger accident. So I'm guessing this was a party, maybe it was a team party. I didn't dig enough into it, but from what I understand, the freak accident was he accidentally put his hand down on a glass. The glass broke, and I'm guessing it cut some tendons or something in his hand, in his finger. I don't know. He had finger surgery. Jack Hughes has had a hard time staying healthy. If you play fantasy, you know this. Jack Hughes getting hurt, it's just something that happens. And of all the ways he could have gotten hurt, this was something. I guess you put him in bubble wrap. I don't know. I was going to say, at first I was like, did he cut himself with like a steak knife? Because at this point, somebody's got to cut a steak. Now we got to take away sharp objects from him completely wherever he goes. We basically have to treat him like a toddler. We got to get him one of those sippy cups. The ones made out of rubber that don't break. Absolutely poor timing for Jack Hughes. I don't know, man. It's just, listen, when you're unlucky, you're unlucky. and that is unlucky as there can be. Let's go to number 3 here. Alex Newhook. He is out 4 months. He fractured his ankle in the game against Boston. If you didn't see it, that's fine. But he falls in, chasing down a puck. Ankles don't bend that way. When he got up, right, couldn't put any weight on his foot, and you're like, this is not. All the tell signs were there the minute I saw it happen. Right? Immediately, players calling over for a trainer, not a good sign. When a player can't put any weight on his foot, again, not a good sign. So, and this one is tough, especially for Newhook, because he was off to a really good start to the year. Right? We know that he's got the speed, but he was playing with Kapanen Demidov, and all of a sudden he's turning into this goal scorer. The confidence was there for him, and now he suffers this. And you're just like, man, the injury bug is out for the Montreal Canadiens again, right? I didn't put it here because Caden Gooley was trying to rehab whatever core muscle injury he had. The rehab wasn't going as expected, so they opted for surgery. That adds 8 more weeks to his timeline. So just it was not a good week if you were a Montreal Canadiens fan hoping some players would come back. Not a good week. But yes, this is definitely tough for Newhook. We will finish on this one. I did want to make sure the New York Post legend Larry Brooks unfortunately passed away at age 75. If you don't know Larry Brooks, I guess you never watch any TV in general. He is infamous for his spats with John Tortorella, right? I guess that's what I'm saying, Brooksy. That Dan Boyle as well wasn't afraid to get in the face of coaches and players and ask the tough questions. But he did what he had to do. He was definitely a legend in hockey. If you're anyway familiar with the New York Post or Rangers sports in general, I mean, you're aware of Larry Brooks, and as you should be. Sad day in hockey, of course. So, and shout out to him, his family, the condolences to everybody. It's tough. The hockey world again gets smaller because Larry Brooks isn't here. But that is the news. That is what's happened over since the last time I was here. So lots of injuries, Larry Brooks. It's unfortunate. Next, we're going to go straight into what we need to talk about here. Kind of like school, right? There were 4. Did they still call them semesters? Like, you have 4? Maybe? I don't remember. But yeah, so we're going to give the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go. My art skills just they explode off the page here. I know, right? The Montreal Canadiens report card. We're going to give some players some typical reports: A, B, C, D, F. No E. Just how they've been to this point. The Montreal Canadiens have played 18 games. 19 goes tonight, Monday. So we'll do this for the first 18. Right? It's not exactly the quarter point, but we're close enough. So we'll do this. We'll let it ride. So yeah, we're just going to give out some grades. As always, in case you have forgotten, these grades are 100% accurate. I'm just saying. You can disagree with me, but just know that you're wrong. That's all I want to say. All right. Let's move on to the first part here. A and B. Let's start with A. Okay? Cole Caulfield. I think it's safe to say that he has earned an A. Right? An A plus, probably. He scores goals. His defensive game has also been strong. Like him, Suzuki, and Slafkovsky, as you see, all 3 are there. They are the best, top line in hockey. They generate offense. They are very good defensively as well. And specifically Cole Caulfield and his defensive game. He looks more and more like a two-way forward. Like his shot is lethal, right? He can score 5-on-5. He can score on the power play. I'd like to see him take more shots, but that's a whole other conversation to be had here. But his 200-foot game is good. You see him implicated in plays, throwing the body a little bit around. He is turning into a complete hockey player. He's not just a one-trick pony who's just going to clap bombs from the left dot. He is good, and it shows. And it would be a mistake for Team USA to leave him off the roster. If you think all he can do is score, you're lost. You're completely lost. Numbers don't matter to you. The world is flat. I can't say it. I can't stress it. Nick Suzuki, as if I need to explain this one. Nick Suzuki does everything. And now with the injury to Newhook, probably you're going to see Nick Suzuki have to kill penalties. He's going to have to do everything. And I don't believe that he is 100% healthy. He's had a lot of therapy days and maintenance days. And when you think of Suzuki, you don't necessarily think of a guy who is like a speedster, right? Speed's not his game. His intelligence is there. His defensive play is there. He is exactly what a top centerman is supposed to be, right? He facilitates the power play, plays a full 2 minutes on the power play as well. He does everything. And again, it would be absolutely criminal if Team Canada left him off the roster. You would have to, again, explain it to me in detail. Because those are two fantastic players. Both offensively, defensively, in all situations. I'll just do Uri Slafkovsky here as well. Maybe more of like an A-. I know the points are not there yet, but we're starting to see the power forward that we know he can be. And he completes that line perfectly. He's the big body that can go into the corner and win puck battles. And we see that. More often than not, we see it. Some of those backhand passes get intercepted. Listen, we're all going to have bad games, okay? We're not all perfect. But Uri Slafkovsky is trending in the right direction. And if anything, he makes Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki better. He doesn't make them worse. He's a very good complement to that line. I think he should be on the top power play unit as the net front presence, tipping pucks, those greasy goals in front of the net. He has the size to do it. I want to see him shoot a little bit more, use that body a little bit more. But to me, the underlying numbers are very good for Slafkovsky, and they're only going to get better. And if you're looking at him having another 50, 55-point season and saying, hey, that's a disappointment, listen, he's still a kid. He's still growing into it. It takes time for some players. But usually we have to wait till the second half for Slafkovsky to get going. And so far, the first half has been good. I want to see more shots from him. I want to see him drive the play a little bit more. But he has, to me, exceeded the expectations overall from the start of the season. And then this is a simple one here. Noah Dobson. It's like, this is what you traded for. This is what you traded for. This is the guy that the Montreal Canadiens needed on the blue line. Most of his points come 5-on-5, right? Because he doesn't see a ton of power play time. And when he's on the ice, the Montreal Canadiens are, their goal for, their expected goals for is up. He drives the play. He can kill penalties as well if you need him to. He's a puck-moving defenseman. He solidifies everything else in the lineup. This is what you envisioned when you went to go get him, right? And even if he finishes with 55, 60 points, like he's on pace for it. He's on pace. Maybe the goals won't come. Maybe. But Noah Dobson solidifies the back end to no extent. Like he is the missing piece. I'm perfectly fine with everything that was given up for him. I wanted him to be here. He is as advertised. Again, not perfect, but he has been very, very good, and he deserves to be there. The Montreal Canadiens are, at least defensively, what they are because of him. He helps everybody be in the right chair. So, kudos to Noah Dobson. Alex Newhook is going to get a B. Like I said, he had a great start, man. Like, even though the finish is not there, and if he had a little bit more, he would have even more points. But he complemented that line with Demidov and Kapanen so well. He really did. He made it work. And it sucks that he got hurt. It does. He has skill. He uses his speed. The two guys around him, elite passers, so that helps him. Again, it's hard to replace him now. And that sucks. Mike Matheson, listen, some of us were ready to ship him on a rocket to the moon last year. And I think some of this has to do with Noah Dobson showing up. Mike Matheson still plays a ton of minutes. But he doesn't have the responsibility of having to, always kill penalties and having to face the toughest matchups every night. He plays a lot of minutes. His offense is coming as well. He's not the focal point anymore. And I think that sits well for him. Now, I will say this. Matheson is in a contract year. So, surprise, surprise, the underlying numbers are pretty good for him. He's either going to get paid here or he's going to get paid somebody else, because the class of unrestricted free agents for 2026 does not look good. I forgot in the news, Adrian Kempe signed an 8-year, $10.5 million per. Great signing, by the way, for Adrian Kempe. Great signing for the Kings as well. I forgot. Well, you know what? It is what it is. But Mike Matheson, speaking of Mike, he's probably earned himself a contract in Montreal again. It's going to come down to term. It's going to come down to numbers. I don't necessarily think he's going to take a discount if he keeps playing this way, but he's had a strong start to the season, and that is important. And again, it's not always going to be perfect for Matheson, but he's in the right chair, and I think that's important, right? Let some of the other defensemen handle the priority matchups, right? It doesn't have to be Matheson. He doesn't have to be the guy anymore to go out there, drive the offense. Right? Lane Hutson's there for that, who I think I forgot to put in the B category. Let's go to all. Listen. I'm just sending it. Oliver Kapanen. He's earned a B for me. He's a rookie, and not a lot of people are talking about him. And now with the injury to Kirby Dach, we're gonna have to see Kapanen step up even more. But he has proven that he can play 5-on-5. We'll see if you need him out there to kill penalties. Personally, I don't think that's the role that he needs to play. I would like to see him get some power play time on the second unit, because he's a good passer. He's a good passer, and he has some finish. Right? I think there's a little bit of chemistry there with Demidov, and to me, he's been a nice surprise. I don't think many people were looking at Oliver Kapanen, to make the team out of training camp, but as well the production. It doesn't matter where you want to slot him in, right? Even if he's your 3 seed, that's great. If this is the production you're getting from your third centerman, we're doing just fine, man. We're doing just fine. Montreal Canadiens probably still need a second-line centerman, but we're going to see now with Kirby Dach out how much responsibility Kapanen's going to get and how he's going to respond. Because don't forget, he is a rookie. The Montreal Canadiens have a few of those on the team. So we are going to find out what he's made of. All right. Looking back to it, I did forget to put Lane Hutson. Lane Hutson goes in the B category, by the way. Just in case you're confused. He he is on pace, right, to have another 60-point season, right? And he is a rookie. I know it's been tough over the last few games for him. To be fair, it's been tough for the Montreal Canadiens in general, okay? Because all the little dweebs on Twitter and X, right, when they look at the, those charts that you can get, which I look at, and they're like, oh, Lane Hudson was a liability tonight. And you're like, sometimes that's going to happen, right? He is still he's the rating rookie of the year, by the way. And what makes Lane Hudson good defensively is his ability to possess the puck, his speed, and his intelligence. He doesn't have to be big. It's not the play for him. He doesn't have to be big. But he is, to me, he's in the B category. When those bad games are bad, though, they're there. But he brings so much more. And he quarterbacks that top power play. You've seen, he's starting to take some one-timers. He's starting to shoot the puck a little bit. He's not going to have the most booming shot. He's not going to score the most goals. But we're starting to see Lane Hudson want to shoot the puck. So it's a B season for him. Let's start with the C here, okay? Let's start with Ivan Demidov, okay? Now, I know some of you are going to say, why is he in this category? I don't think... How can I put this nicely? Ivan Demidov is... I'm trying to find something here that I'm... okay, wait. I'm just going to type it. Ivan Demidov is a talented forward. I don't think I'm telling you something you haven't heard here, okay? Does that make sense? Yes. The skill is through the roof. The problem is we haven't seen it come together just yet. Okay? He's come off the top power play unit, which I think is a choice by Marty St. Louis. I really do. Demidov has the vision, and right now, two things for me. One, he's not shooting the puck enough, right? In his last 5 games, he has 4 shots on goal. 4. This is a kid who could shoot the puck, okay? Even if his shot is not accurate, right? Because we've seen a couple of one-timers it doesn't matter. Ivan Demidov has to shoot the puck more. And I think the reason he's not is because of most of the time on the top unit, he's trying to feed guys like Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. And what rookie wouldn't want to feed those 2 great players, right? It's really, when Nick Suzuki's scoring at an empty goal because Demidov has pulled off a massive deception, yeah, it looks good. But sometimes you have to do the base correctly, right? And yes, the perfect play is always nice, but in the NHL, you're not always going to score perfect plays. You got to score those dirty goals. You got to shoot the puck at the net. The Montreal Canadiens are at the bottom in shots per game. They don't shoot the puck. There's all that skill, and they refuse to shoot the puck. Now, maybe it's Marty St. Louis' system that is like that. But I want Ivan Demidov to shoot the puck more. I want him to be just a little bit more selfish and say, hey, on this power play, I'm going to time it up. When he gets that pass, take a shot. A couple of reasons for this. One, it will hold your opponent accountable, right? The Montreal Canadiens power play is 0 for whatever now, right? There's too much passing. Everybody's sitting around trying to look for the perfect play. Shoot the puck at the net a little bit, right? Everybody's waiting for Cole Caulfield to time it up. But I want to see guys like Lane Hudson and Demidov, just even if it gets blocked, it doesn't matter. Keep them honest. Because if you know it's going to Demidov and he's not shooting it, I'm not going to take him seriously then. If I'm a goalie, I'm going to cheat. How many times have we seen Cole Caulfield score from close to the goal line? right? He did it against Seattle twice, right? And sometimes goalies cheat. But if you keep them honest, if you're down by the goal line, come out. Or just take a shot, man. Hold your opponent accountable. Because Demidov can shoot it, but he's not doing it. Yes, he's a great passer. Yes. But I want to see him be a little bit more selfish. The raw talent is there, but it's raw. And he's got to be willing, especially now with Newhook out of the lineup, whoever plays next to him, it doesn't matter. But he can be the shooter on his line as well. Pound the puck, okay? Pound the puck. Jakub Dobes. Listen, we've seen this story before with Dobes, right? Absolutely red-hot start. Then the wheels come off the bus pretty quick. Now, I put him in the C category here because, one, he has come down to earth, but that's not on him by himself. His team has done him no favors. The problem is, and a lot of people have said this, you're like, oh, you should have rode Dobes when he was hot because now his confidence is down. And I'm like, man, if your confidence is down, and I think all of that went into the toilet in that game against Washington, was it? Where they lost in overtime? I think it was Washington. That game where he just he looked defeated in the press conference after. And listen, hockey players are competitive. I get that, right? But it is a long season. And it's like he is his biggest critic, and he doesn't need to be, right? If his confidence is this fragile, I mean, that's tough, right? And for him to be unable to rebound, you see a lot of times when he gives up a goal, just the shoulders and everything, it's like he wants it back a little bit. And I thought what was making him successful at the beginning of the year, he's not doing now. He's not exuding that aura, that confidence that's like, nothing's going to shake me. Nothing. I give up a bad goal, doesn't matter. Get the next one, right? You don't see that from him. And I think that's unfair, right? Because again, if your confidence is like this, even if you should have been starting games over Montreal, whatever it is, if all those things are shaking your confidence, man, you're not going to make it, right? Don't worry about it. Head down to the grind. Everything's going to be just fine. I don't see that yet with Dobes. When the going gets tough, he starts to fold like a house of cards. So I think he's got some maturing to do. Just again, he is a rookie. This is normal. This is part of the process. Takes longer for goalies to develop, okay? Give it a moment. That's why they're there. Alex Carrier falls into the C category. Not that he's been bad, and not that I care about this stat, okay? But he is a -9. And I get this is you know me. The plus-minus stat is just absolutely terrible. But when you start to be an outlier in that category, right? When it's just you, and maybe it's a you problem, right? The rest of the defensive group is fine. The rest of the defensive group doesn't stand out too terribly. And then there's Alex Carrier. Right? You brought him in to solidify the blue line. It's not happening. I'm not worried about the offensive part of his game. He's not there to contribute offensively. But it hasn't been what it needs to be right now. And I think Carrier can take a step. He has to take a step. Right? With Caden Gooley out of the lineup, Alex Carrier has to come in and elevate his game, and that hasn't happened. Okay? I think he has another level to his game. We need to see it. Jaden Struble, I put him in the C because he's not in the B, and he didn't deserve to be in the D category. Jaden Struble has played the role that we've asked him to play. Right? He was in and out of the lineup at the beginning of the year. Now he's found a regular spot, and he's doing his part, man. He's doing his part. That's it. For Jaden Struble, it's simple. When you don't see him on the ice, and what I mean by see, when you don't see him, it means things are going well. That's what it means. It means he's playing his position. He's playing about close to 17 minutes a night, which is fine. Some nights a little bit less because he's willing to drop the gloves, which is good as well. Because again, somebody else who's willing to do it takes a lot of pressure off Arbor Jacki, who we'll talk about a little bit later. It also takes a massive pair of cojones to challenge Nikita Zadorov. Like, he gave up close to 50 pounds and what was it, like 6 inches to Zadorov? That's how you want to start your night? Take it on a guy who's, like, that's why they have weight categories. Because Zadorov had him from the beginning just because of his size. And Struble hung in there with him. And Struble did his part. So, again, when you don't see Jaden Struble on the ice, that's because things are going well. That's what you want him to be there. Solid defensively. I'm not worried about his offensive stuff. Go out there, play your, 15 to 20 shifts a night, and you're just fine, right? Just fine. This is what he has to do. Jaden Struble has to keep doing that. Everything else is just the cherry on top. Speaking of cherries, these cherries have died. Jake Evans is in the D category. This one is, listen, what Jake Evans gives you offensively is nice, but that's not what he's here for, okay? The Montreal Canadiens power penalty kill is okay. Jake Evans is the wizard of it. He did score a shorthanded goal recently, so that's good. We're on pace to where we need to be. Again, I hate this stat, but he is a -11, which is the worst on the team. So I get that he's got to play tough matchups, but you have to win them, right? Like I can't stress this enough, Jake. He is there to be good defensively, and right now he's not. Your plus minus can't be that bad. It can't be. You can't be that bad. Where is he sitting at? He's got 5 points. It's all right. But you need more from Jake Evans defensively. And maybe it's a question of his line being absolutely terrible because he's got some members in the D category that join him. Okay? But you need more from Jake Evans. Step up, man. Because if you're not good defensively, we have a problem. Because we're not counting for you. We're not counting the offense, right? That's not what we're looking for from Jake Evans. If you contribute every once in a while, great. But you're out there to make sure that you handle the workload. Can't be a -11 on a team that's sitting close to the top of the Atlantic now. Okay? Brendan Gallagher's in this category. It's a little bit unfair. But again, if I'm looking at Gallagher's numbers, he's fine, right? His 7 assists, he's got no goals. You know what? He probably could have been in the C. I'm going to be honest. Because Brendan Gallagher works hard. You know exactly what you're getting from him. You do. He's a bottom 6 forward now. I mean, there's no two ways around it. But you'll never look at Brendan Gallagher and go, man, he's not giving you his best. So I had to put somebody in the D category here, and I didn't think he was better than any of the guys in the C category. As simple as that. Someone had to be here. Gallagher would have been like the 5th C. That would have been his report card. He's probably earned a C-. But we put him in the D category. He's a very high D+ because you know what you're getting out of him. Some goals would be nice. Those garbage goals, right? But again, you know what you're getting out of Brendan Gallagher. There's no question about that. Zach Bolduc is here. And again, maybe it's a little bit unfair, but Bolduc's offense has dried up pretty quickly here, right? He got off to a strong start and then gone in the wind, right? He's got 4 goals on the year. You brought him in from St. Louis to add some offense to your team. It's not happening. And again, Maybe it's because he's saddled with some players that he shouldn't be. But now he's going to get an opportunity again. He's going back to the top unit on the power play, where he had a little bit of success at the beginning of the year. But I want to see Bolduc's numbers 5-on-5 be better. I want to see him shoot the puck. The same thing. You're too good to be a guy who's not shooting the puck enough. He had 3 shots against Boston, okay? In the games before that, the 4 games before, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, I'm going to give him a wash against the Devils, okay? Because he played 9 minutes, which was unfair. And Marty St. Louis came out and said, yeah, I got to coach better. I got to be better. I got to find ways for guys to get involved. Yeah, a little bit. So I'll give him a wash there. But he's playing close to 14 minutes a night. Again, you cannot be going out there with zeros. You can't be doing it, man. You got to find a way to compete. Again, the Montreal Canadiens don't generate enough shots, but some of these guys have to find it. Get pucks to the net. Do what you need to do. All right? Arbor Jack guy, again, kind of in the D pairing here, but he's played better. He's played better. The problem with Jack guy is I want to see a little bit more to his game complete. That doesn't make sense, that sense. I want to see a more complete game from him. It's trending in the right direction. I will say that. And again, he's probably a D+. Jack goes out there and, right, he fights. He throws his fists, right? He's there to make sure that everybody else does what they need to do. Maybe he needs to take fights at different times. I mean, his fight against Tanner Jeannot, a lot of people are like, oh, Jeannot sat him down. Jeannot was coming off. He was just starting his shift. Jack still took it at the end of his shift. Listen, he's not going to win every fight. He didn't get knocked out either. Didn't go his way, that's fine. But he only saw 11 shifts against Boston. Maybe that's because he took a fight, but still. I think, again, from Marty St. Louis here, you got to give Arbor a little bit more. Because when he's sitting for too long, it makes it harder to get into the game. Jack Guy's got a rocket of a shot. I want to see him use it more. Drive that play a little bit more offensively. He has the tools to do it. So it's not like he can't. But again, his defensive game is getting better. It's progressing in the right way. I just want to see a little bit more of a complete game from Arbor, and that includes the offensive side, right? For Carrier and Struble, I'm not, like, that's not what I'm looking for, but Arbor's got the tools to do it. So maybe I'm just a little bit harder on him, but I think he can, like, there's a little bit more here for him. There's a little bit more. But again, he's got to be on the ice, and Marty St. Louis got to figure it out. I didn't give Marty St. Louis a grade here, but he's definitely got some things to work on. I know some people are trying to turn their back on him right now. They're like, oh, fire him. Maybe he's not the coach. Listen, he's a great motivator because I will run through a brick wall for him. He's coached what now? 300 games in the NHL? It shows. It shows. And you got to live through those growing pains as well. Just like we did with all those young players, right? He's got to grow into it as well. He's got to find that spark for each one of those lines and to get his guys to do the most, right? But I think he's learning as well. And he was honest with himself after that game against New Jersey, where, like I said, Bolduc played 9 minutes. Demidov played 10. Like, you got to get these guys opportunities to excel. That's your job as a coach. Find a way to make it work, right? Anyways, let's move to the F here. Josh Anderson starts off the F category. Just not enough from you, Josh, man. He's like he's no longer a guy who's going to go out there and provide a ton of offense. But you got to do something else. I know he does a little bit on the penalty kill. He's part of that fourth line that's just, again, if your plus minus is way off, right, like 2 standard deviations off, maybe it's you. Maybe you're the problem. Like, Anderson's got to be involved more. The penalty kill could step up a little bit here. He's part of that. The role that he's in, I still think he can contribute a little bit more offensively. I want to see him put his shoulder down and drive that net. That's what I want to see him do. I think he can give a little bit more. Where is he? I just got his numbers. Where are his numbers? Like he's got 5 points, man. It's not like, you know what I mean? He's got 5 points, but last 2 games he played a little bit less. I get that. He's got 3 points in his last 5 games. So he's doing what he needs to do ish. But some of these games he plays a lot. 17 minutes against the Kings. Right? The 2 games before that, 15 minutes. He's played a little bit less of late. Probably makes sense because he's taken 3 penalties. You can't be taking penalties, Josh. Not when you're struggling. He was a liability against Dallas. To be fair, everybody was a liability against Dallas. So, there's more for Josh Anderson. If you're not going to contribute offensively, you got to be good defensively. He's not doing that just yet. Sam Montembeault, where do we start with him? Where do we start? I haven't lost faith in him, right? Because goalies don't just forget how to stop the puck. That being said, though, maybe Samuel Montembeault is just average. Maybe that's what he is. Like his career save percentage is sitting around 900. Like maybe he's just average. It is what it is. But it's been an exceptionally rough start to the year. I understand his team did him no favors, okay? But a lot of times, that first shot he faces ends up in the back of his net. It's just not being ready, man. You got to be ready. And again, he is a liability when he's on the ice. He does not make his team better. Some nights are a little bit more challenging, and it's not to say that he doesn't, come up with key saves for his team. But he also doesn't help them win. He's got to be better. He has to. The Montreal Canadiens will not be successful if Samuel Montembeault doesn't find his game. He has to find it. And he's got to do it now. And of course he says, yes, he stays off of social media and doesn't. Yeah, I probably would. Probably would. Close it all out. Keep working on your game. Right? I would say maybe his confidence is in the toilet. But the good news is Marty St. Louis keeps giving him chances. He's just got to take advantage of them. Stop burning them. You can't have a 3.56 goals. An 858 save percentage is just unacceptable. You can't be that bad, Montembeault. Can't be. And we'll finish off here with Joe Veleno. Listen, Joe Veleno is, I'm going to start calling him Cardio Veleno, because all he does is cardio on the ice. That's it. No goals, no assists, -7. Like, there's nothing he does that, like, why is he here? Why is he here? He's playing about 10 minutes a night, which is probably where he should be. Right? Sometimes he goes all the way up to like 13, which is too much. But at this point, Veleno's just taken up a spot. Like, you're telling me there's nobody in the AHL that can provide you a little bit more than what Joe Veleno's giving you? He's just going out there skating. That's it. He brings nothing offensively. Defensively, it's been a struggle, but his whole line has. So, like, what are we, like, he's taking a spot. Jared Davidson played his first game, by the way, right? NHL debut against Boston. He played just under 8 minutes, 7-something. He had 4 shots on goal, okay? 4. Do you want to take a guess how many shots Joe Veleno has had in the last 5 games? 5 games. 4. So it took Davidson 8 minutes to get 4 shots, which, again, maybe he's not going to do that every night, but Davidson has proven he wants to shoot. And Joe Valeno's just out there skating. Just out here doing whatever he's got to do. I don't know why. I don't know why he's here. There are now, because of the injuries, players are getting called up, and I get that. But you're telling me Joe Valeno brings you more than someone like Florian Jacki? Is that what you're telling me? Or Roy? I know we've been down this path with Joshua before, right? Or even somebody like Owen Beck. You're telling me Joe Valeno brings more than those guys? Cardio Valeno's just out there skating. There's no reason for him to be in the lineup. None. He is taking up a spot of a player who you could bring up from the AHL and say, hey, give me a reason to not send you back. What are we trusting Joe Valeno with? With what? I wouldn't trust him with a rock right now. He does nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's just there. I don't know, man. He's taking up a spot. And because of the injuries, he's still gonna be in the lineup. I just don't know what he's doing. Just cardio, man. Guy hits the gym and runs 50 minutes, 60 minutes on the treadmill. That's it. Doesn't do anything else. Goes out there, skates around, nothing happens. But hey, keep doing it, I guess. And then just a couple players here that did not get a grade. Okay, I didn't give one to Kirby Dach. Like, he's been hurt a little bit, so I just felt like we're just gonna give you a pass here for now. We saw some encouraging things out of him, but I need to see more before we give him a grade. Patrick Laine has barely played, so we're not going to give him a grade. Same thing with Caden Gooley. Gooley's played, 5 games? Laine as well played 5. Laine was probably hurt for a couple of those games before. He's playing minutes on the 4th line. Didn't really matter. So I'm going to give Laine and Gooley a pass here. I need to see a little bit more from them before I can give them a grade. That's all I'm saying. All right? So again, let's recap this. This one's been a long one, right? In the A category, right? A report cards here for Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Noah Dobson, Uri Slafkovsky. B report cards, Alex Newhook, Mike Matheson, Oliver Kapanen. I forgot you, Lane Hudson. How dare I? Please accept my apologies. C report card goes to Ivan Demidov, Jakub Dobes, Alex Carrier, Jaden Struble. D report card, Jake Evans, Brendan Gallagher, Zachary Bolduc, and Arbor Jacki. And F to Josh Anderson, Samuel Montembeau, Cardio Valeno. And then no report cards. We'll wait next semester for Kirby Dach, Patrick Laine, and Caden Gooley. So that is the report cards. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's episode of the podcast. As always, I appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with me. It's a blast. Thank you for being here. All right. If you have made it this far, I appreciate it. You can follow the podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/@slapshotpod. You can follow me on X @FuzzyChris91. Follow the podcast on X as well. All right. Slapshot Podcast. You hit the link tree. You can find all the spots you can enjoy the podcast in an audio form. Wherever you love it, you get it from there. Before I head out the door, you may have spotted this beautiful little mustache. As always, it's Movember. Okay? If you need to convince somebody to go get their prostate checked, please do so. Okay? It's very important for men. Please, prevention is important. Give to the causes. Grow a mustache if you can. I cheated, obviously, because if I tried to let it grow, I wouldn't have gotten there. But I appreciate you all hanging out. Thank you so much for being here. You've been awesome. We'll talk to each other again soon, all right?